Good morning, good morning. What's going on, guys? Long weekend is over, and we are back. We are back. Let a few, let a few more get in here, and then we'll get started. Let's get this moved down here. What's everybody thinking today? We going up? Right now, I think we're going up. I'll be very convinced that we're going up if we can get this bullish breaker here, basically on the 15. If we can get this, would be like our CIST, our breaker, everything here on the 15-minute chart. That's all right, Liz. That's why we wait for that 10 o'clock candle, right? That, and then we just use that to kind of tell us where price wants to go. Right now, the one thing to take note of is we are still respecting 50% of London here. So, oh my gosh, I almost ended the stream. So we're respecting 50% of London here, and obviously that could change. But if we open up here and we get this breaker, I think there's a good chance we pump here. Why? Because we have a four. So if you look at the 1 hour, we have a 1 hour swing over here. I don't like that we. I guess we don't have a devil's mark down there. So let's see what happens. I'll be leaning bullish though, but I'm gonna wait. Like I said, like normal, wait for that 10 o'clock candle to a close, and that should tell us. I like the LR above. I like the daily SIBI that's above. Remember, if our weekly is going to be, so we did not get the breaker there technically, but we did get the CISD. So still nothing. Not pushing buttons yet, right? Let's see if -4 lines up with with that daily SIBI. If it does, that could be a good sign here. But yeah, for now, I would be leaning a little bullish. Because if you look at if we go over here to the hourly, look how the hourly is failing to like close under yesterday's lows or even Friday's lows. Not anything I'm like want to get super bearish about yet, right? Like price is not closing below like down here, so all we do keep doing is just wicking and then pushing back up. I know it doesn't look the most bullish, but that's why, like I said, we'll wait. We'll see how this hourly candle closes, and then go from there. Still respecting 50% of London though. So, uh, Cash, I don't think you wanted to speak. If you want to speak, you can. You're more than welcome. Okay, you canceled it. Oh my gosh! Thanks, Mike. Why am I not sharing screen? All right, there we go. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I had it up on YouTube, so I just assumed that Discord had it already. There we go. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, but sorry. So what I was saying, if you go back to the hourly over here, you see, just notice how like Friday's low, yesterday's low, the hourly is just not wanting to close below, and we just got a 15-minute CISD to the upside here, basically above this high, above this candle body here, and then if we can close above here, that would be your breaker. So what? And so a breaker off of. So this is your hourly, right? We have an hourly swing. That's why I'm leaning bullish here. Then if you go to your 4 hour, we have a 4 hour swing down here as well shaping up. Right? We already had a 4 hour swing here. Obviously we swept it. We'll see how this 4 hour candle closes, but I'm expecting this 4 hour to close bullish already. Why? Because we've already got that 15-minute CISD inside of there, so I'm expecting higher prices. And now we have -4 up to these highs. That's why I would be leaning a little more bullish here. It's all you really miss with me not sharing screens. So. Um, But other than that, like if the 4 hour closes like this though, like any kind of retest back down inside of this breaker, like if there's some kind of lower time frame fair value gap, we can look for something like boom, and then higher prices up to a -4 is what I would be looking forward to frame. Assuming we close bullish. So if we go to our hourly, I would like to see us close above here, right? Because we just swept the previous hour high. So if we can like best case here. Obviously, I won't like anything if we just close back inside of London. But if we can close above London or above previous hour, we'll fib this this hourly out, and it's most likely going to line up inside that 15-minute breaker. Where if you have a breaker or a CISD inside of a 4 hour swing, it's not anything that you want to short back down through. it's something that you want to look for continuation from. So we would look for something like hourly close up here above. We would look for the first 5 to 10 minutes to manipulate down 25, maybe even 50% inside of that breaker. 10 o'clock, 50, not 10 o'clock, sorry, like 10, like 10, 10, 10, 15. We look for some kind of 1 minute breaker back to the upside to get long, targeting previous hour high, wherever this candle's high happens to close. If a London's still there, obviously that's a good low hanging fruit target. Or you can, and then we can look for like runners up to like -4, right? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Why I was leaning more bullish? More bullish simply because you have time alignment here on the hourly, right? So the hourly said bullish, hourly swing here, 4 hour swing over here coming into play, just because of what? 5 minute, the 15-minute breaker, and then you also for the hourly, you had this. You had a 5 minute breaker right here. This was your 5 minute breaker. So let me clean up the charts here a little bit so you guys can kind of see it. So the hourly swing was confirmed bullish as soon as we got this 5 minute breaker right here. And you see retest, boom, off we go. Same thing for the 4 hour. We look for a 15-minute breaker, and there goes London. Right, and then what kind of went with that was the lack of price wanting to, like on the hourly charts closing below. If you see price failing to close below like previous day lows on the hourly in the 4 hour, you're probably gonna get some kind of a retrace first, right? So for me, I still like -4 up here. The big target for me is this daily Cibi. This makes no sense to me in terms of I am higher time frame bearish this week, right? I'm still bearish because of last week, obviously an inside candle, but after the week prior, I'm still bearish, right? Why am I still bearish? Still bearish because 2 weeks ago we closed below this low. Yeah, we went down here and swept some weekly lows, but we still closed below. So to me, this low is still in play, and this low is still in play. Right? We're not going to have a full-on reversal off of CE of this wick. We will be back for this wick, or for this low. But the question is, what does the weekly want to do? Does the weekly want to manipulate down first, take these lows, which it looks like the opposite case here based off of this pump. It looks like we want to have some kind of manipulation higher, and then either put in a high of week today or tomorrow, and then the rest of the week does something like this. See, you can kind of frame that. And then the other thing that went in line with being a little more bullish today is, let's go to 15. It's easier to see on the 15 here. Sorry, there's nothing to a trade here, so I'm just kind of going over charts. Right? I'm not trying to enter anything. I'm not chasing this pump. What I want to see is close a close up here. We'll look for a retrace. Maybe a retest of London is about 25, and then we push up higher. So let's mark out our daily open. Daily open sits somewhere in here. It should be right here. Where's our 6 o'clock open? 6 o'clock open. It sits here. Where did price sit most of the night? Down here, below, right? So if price is manipulating below the open during Asia and London, what can we usually expect for New York? That. And what else did we have? Was those hourly closes kind of telling you that, okay, we don't want to close below, so Asia London is going to be our manipulation, and then that can frame us into a bullish New York session, which also puts us in line with some kind of Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm not sure if it'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever you want to call it, obviously with the short week here. But with that puts into context some kind of weekly OHLC. Open down here, give us a little manipulation higher to Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we look for continuation back down to those daily lows from 2 weeks ago. So that's what I'll be looking for. I'll be looking for some kind of bearish reaction. So any kind of like 4 hour like swing out of this daily fair value here, so like some kind of 4 hour swing back down, I think we'll confirm high of week. So if we have the same thing, so if we come up here and we have, I think like I said, we push up to this daily civvy, and then we have some kind of 4 hour swing, kind of like what we have here, but we get that 15-minute bearish breaker back down. That should confirm high of week, right? And especially if we have some kind of SMT to go with it. And then I'll just be looking for shorts the rest of the week. But for today, be looking for something along the lines of a retrace back to, looks like a continuation model type of day off of that 10 o'clock. So we'll look for something down inside of here, look for some kind of 5-minute swing back to the upside after 10 o'clock. Does that make sense though? Anybody ever have any questions how we kind of came about that? I said we were bullish before the pump, so no hindsight here, no hindsight here. Oh, Doc is typing. Speaking of that, let's check out our RTH. Where's our RTH gap fill? RTH looks good already. Let's turn on, KPNL is not working today. All right, let's go back to one screen. I'm sure the calls are going great, Doc. Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty easy read. Pretty easy read. I think you can hold calls for a little while here. But we will ask, Doc, how much are those calls up? $200, nice. You are taking it, letting it ride? Oh, I meant to share a camera today. Let's see if that worked. That is not what I wanted. Let's see if that works. Yeah, we'll see if we get some kind of retrace here. But yeah, for now, just chill. Let's check out gold. So obviously gold closed bearish here, so we would expect some kind of bullish swing here, to sweep this low. If this closes bullish here, I think you can look for a 5-minute breaker on gold back up to this hourly civvy, and this is a pretty good looking breaker. This is like a textbook looking breaker here that lines up right with that unicorn. I think that's a good long for gold, looking, and then just take it up to a 49.26 if you can get. There's no good breaker in here though. There's not anything. The structure's kind of ugly. But I do think gold gets back up to that hourly. If this hourly closes bullish like this, of course. The 4 hour may not. Interesting. NG just made a 4. Ooh, actually, so if NG closes below this low, this hourly unicorn is a slap. You close below here without taking this low. So if on natural gas, this actually is like this actually looks very, very textbook as a longer hold, because if that 4 hour opens up, I would look for that 4 hour, at 10 o'clock to push up into this breaker, form your 4 hour wick, and then have continuation down 10:30, 11 o'clock. Right, so like I would be looking for this low. I would look for this price. I would look for NG to close below previous hour. That's telling me that what? That we should go for this low. But if price wants to open up and push up to this hourly breaker first, I know I still have liquidity sitting here, because this price, this closing below tells me price should push lower. Tells me I should get some kind of bearish setup back out of this breaker. So I would be looking for something like this, right? I only show this because like this is like textbook right here. And if I had this kind of set up on NQ, I'd be looking for the exact same thing. So I actually might keep an eye on that. But NQ, like I said, we'll wait, see how this thing closes. If we get a bullish close, it's only 9:45, and we got a little bit yet. What up, Sweaty? For now, this is our hourly fibs. Remember, if this hourly closes bullish still, which is we want to see it close above here, then continuation model is in effect. Now, remember, for the continuation model, even if we close bullish here, if we open around 25.50, there's a chance that we just get a very small wick because we're already at that 25 and 50. We'll get like a 1 to 2 minute manipulation low, put in a wick, and then we'll just start ripping. So we might have to be on our toes here. Look for a quick little breaker back up to the upside here. What up, BMAC? Good morning. Good morning. What's ES doing? ES looks like trash. I would love to see ES and NQ both close above the hourly. I really don't see some uncorrelation where ES gives us a hourly swing down and Q gives us a swing up. That could just mean further chop here. Hopefully not. Now, if the other case is if we're going to have obviously I'll talk about this because we are coming down here. If this turns into an hourly swing back down, it would be a 4-hour swing too. So you have time alignment here where you have a 1 hour and a 4-hour swing. I only get bearish if we like close back below here. Like if this turns into like a bearish breaker down, then I'm completely bearish. Right? 1 hour, 4 hour are in alignment. Looks like the 30-minute would possibly be in alignment too. Definitely not anything that you want to fade and try to go long if you get that. So if we have some kind of 5-minute breaker down, so say we close below here, I would then look for 10 o'clock to manipulate back up into this breaker, maybe a short off of midnight, and then we can target -4 to the downside. You see how like just waiting for 10 o'clock, like I don't care what we do here. I can see both sides, right? I am open to both sides here. So I literally just wait and we'll see what we'll see how this 1 hour and the end of this and this 4 hour does. This could just be a retest of London here back to OTE and here, and then we push all the way back up. I'm not gonna sit here and guess what it is. I'm gonna wait for that 10 o'clock 4 hour and that 1 hour to align and then tell me exactly what I want to get aligned with. Don't have FOMO here. Just wait. Unless you're like Doc and you just had calls here on the open and you expected the pump, which was we kind of call it here too. But yeah. What up, Jules? Good morning. Good morning. For those in the Discord, we might have a giveaway later this week. We might have a giveaway or two. So if you're on YouTube, you might want to join up in the Discord. It's free. Everything's free here, and we might have some accounts to give to a giveaway. It will be a duck race. It has been a hot minute. It has been a hot minute since we've done a good duck race. Almost like we gotta pop the cherry again. What up, A-Trades? Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yep, it could be a good old Judas. Like I said, it absolutely could be. Took out London. ES also took out London. Is there any kind of SMT? There really isn't. There's like no SMT. At least on the lower time, like there's no good SMT now. I wish the 15 also aligned here. That would really uh, send me into a frenzy. And in terms of looking for a short, yeah, let's see what happens off of midnight here. Like I said, I'm not bearish unless we start closing back up below here. We, if we put on a breaker back to the downside, then overnight lows and -4 below are going to be short targets. And so if the hourly, so say some reason we chop here for another five minutes, we don't get the breaker down, but we have an hourly swing to the downside along with the 4 hour. I'm either on the sidelines or I'm waiting for this breaker to form to confirm. Remember, the sweeps tell me what the current like higher time frame order flow is. The breakers on the lower time frame confirm it. So I want to wait for this to be confirmed down, and then I'll look for something like boom, maybe midnight retest inside the breaker, and then target overnight lows, and then -4. So yeah, it's just so much. It's so much easier than it gives you such more peace of mind in trading rather than sitting here and being like, are we going up here? Oh, I don't know what to do. Oh no, we're starting to reverse, and I just chased up here. I'm letting price just tell me what it's going to do, and then I will take a trade based on off of that. If I take a loss, then it doesn't phase me, right? Like I traded with what those higher time frame hourlies are telling me, and if I take a win, then I was right. It just you have like if you take a loss, it's a good loss. I mean, it's as simple as that. You're not sitting here guessing what's it going to happen, but like psychologically, it just makes it that much better. It's just like trading with stats. Like Austin Clark. If you guys haven't followed him, I recommend following him on X. Very good trader. But like just trade, he trades with stats, right? It's just like sports gambling and whatnot. You trade based off of trends and odds. And if it happens, if it fails, then you still traded with you still traded with the odds in your favor. And what else can you ask for? So we'll see if we close down here. We might get this confirmation before we even get the hourly close. All right, but imagine chasing longs up here and not waiting for that hourly close. Granted, there might have been the inverse traders or something that caught London highs, but that's not what I'm after here. But crashing back through midnight, nice little Judas, New York, back above the daily open. So that can put in. So what would this be here? What would this be if today's going to be a down dip? This is going to be your daily wick, right? Basically back above your daily open. Actually, no. Your daily wick would still be over here because we didn't even take Asia highs there. Disregard. Just a little more manipulation. Session indicator. I use key prices and levels by out of options. This one right here. Key prices and levels. Highly recommend it. Because if you go to it, it also marks out, everything else. You have all of this stuff, and the most important thing to me is that 30-second opening range, right? In our -4s. Yes. Be back with is that a Chad GPT answer? That sounds like something that Grok or Chad GPT would spit out of me. All right, so we got 7 minutes here. So what I would like to see is, I really don't want to see us take these lows. If we can leave these lows intact, that would be best case. Even if we take them though, and we come back up to this breaker and get some kind of bearish like retrace back out of it, I'm still okay looking for shorts. Just might look for a little more for like I might just size down a little bit, but we'll be looking for whatever this low happens to be and a -4. And if it just goes, it's just the way it is. I mean, there just won't be a trade, and I mean that's okay. And then what will we have to do? We'll have to wait for some kind of 11 o'clock continuation model. Yeah, yesterday was not bad. Yesterday was not bad. Yeah, it was pretty good. I don't mind looking for trades. Yesterday was the I seen one good trade yesterday, uh, and it was where was it? Where was it? It was the 10 a.m. yesterday. We had 10 a.m. right here. We had 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. I think closed below here. So it's still leaning more bearish, right? We just closed below, so I expected this low to go. 11 o'clock swept it and then gave us a 5-minute breaker back up to the upside, right? So we swept it here. This is the sweep at 11 here. This was still 10 o'clock, and then we got this 5-minute breaker to the upside. This was the only good thing that I seen yesterday in terms of the way that I want to trade, right? But insane. This might turn from we were talking 10 minutes ago about a potential continuation model long up to the daily civvy, and now we might be talking about a continuation model back to the downside. Another thing to take note of: look where this 5-minute breaker aligns. Right at this candle's open. So if we close below here, this will be your hourly rejection block, and we know that these are strong areas for price to reject out of, and then you have that 5-minute untapped breaker sitting up there. So if this thing closes below here, we're looking for continuation down, of course. Just why? Because the hourly bearish candle close, and I'll be looking for some kind of 10 o'clock manipulate up to inside this breaker. Midnight's there at that rejection block. Any kind of bearish reaction out of here is a slam dunk short. It's an A+ short. I don't care if this low is gone or not. If you get some kind of bearish reaction out of here, a 5-minute swing, a 15-minute swing out of here, if you take a short here and then take a loss, that's a good loss. But like it's like a light bulb setup for me. You have midnight breaker, everything aligns right at that rejection block in the open of that of that candle, which we've taken several trades in here before, just off the open of those candles. Question is, if this candle's ready to if this next hourly candle is wanting to expand, then then this breaker's just gonna we're not gonna retest it. But if we do, and we get some kind of move back down, especially if -4 is still open, then that's the short. No, it's not. We're still near all-time highs, which I'm surprised. Like, it's tough. It's tough being bearish here on the weekly and the daily because of ES. Well, maybe not now. I guess, like last week though, we're sitting right here, and you're like, oh, I think it's obvious. ES is going back to all-time highs, and then we just completely dump back down. It's tough. That's why I don't stick to, oh, we're close to all-time highs. I stick to what's the weekly telling me, and what's the daily telling me, and then just roll from there. What's gonna suck is if we get an hourly outside candle here. That will not be good. Right, where we swept the high, swept the low, and we closed back inside. I would still lean bearish, because we swept the high last. So a couple people asked me after my thread on Twitter, was basically like, well, what happens with an outside candle? What's your bias? I really don't have one. And, I would rather just wait. But if I had any kind of lean, I would lean bearish. Why? Because we swept this low first, and then we swept this low, and then we swept this high. So since we swept this last and could not close above it and close back inside, that would have me leaning more bearish. Um, if that makes sense, but it could absolutely just mean that we just continue to chop as well. 4 hours going to get a bearish close, and so that rejection block is also going to be that 4 hour right there as well. Even better, any kind of wick up to here is perfect. Which, if our 4 hour is wanting to expand down, there's a chance where our entire 10 o'clock hourly is going to manipulate up, right? We're expecting lower on the 4 hour. So our 10 o'clock, like in terms of 4 hour power of 3, we could have a 10 o'clock move all the way back up here, put in here a wick, and then 11 o'clock reversal back down as well, right? So something else to think about. What would tell me that is if we get some kind of 5-minute sweep on 10 o'clock low, or sorry, 9 o'clock low. So if we put in some kind of low down here, 10 o'clock opens up, sweeps it, closes back inside, and then we just have some kind of slow grind up. Depending on what time we hit this, and then we can look for reversal back down. Remember so the 4 hour wick that forms, say this thing closes and we do want to push all the way back up. It doesn't have to take an hour. It could happen in 15 minutes and just be part of your hourly manipulation, and then you have 3.5 hours of distribution continued down. Other than that, let's see. Where did we reject off of the weekly? Like I said, this is just a inside candle. This one doesn't hold much weight to me. It looks like just about 25. Right, this was the one that really matters to me. Like, I'm still bearish because we closed below this low here. And same thing on this one. That's why I think we end up going to this one as well. Obviously, if we go here, we're going here, right? But did we reject off of PDQ on Friday? Nice. So we did. Man, is Wizard in here? He's not in here. That dude texted me last night. He's like, I don't know what the hell is wrong with all my trading view charts, man. He's like, he's like, he's like, my Friday candle is the last daily candle, and now it's showing like Monday is a part of an Asia candle tonight. And I'm like, dude, it's on a half day. Monday and Tuesdays will count as one daily candle. He's like, when the hell did that start? And I'm like, dude, you've been trading for 13 years now, and you did not know this. Amazing. All right, 10 o'clock closes. 4 hour closes extremely bearish here. Just tells me that we should have continuation down after some kind of manipulation higher. Remember the hourly. We want to see price ideally up to here. I don't know if we're gonna get it. We can fib this thing out. See where we're sitting. 25 sits there, and then the open sits there. Let's go to our lower time frame. What else do we have sitting up there? Yeah, nice 5-minute busy. The original 5-minute breaker sits right there at the open, or we already talked about that. So I do like this. I like that we're pumping already. To look for continuation shorts. Right? I want to see price open down here. I want to see 10 o'clock put in some kind of manipulation wick up into this Cibi, the open, the 4 hour open, and all that. Some kind of 5-minute swing point down, and then we can target -4. And obviously, we already took a 9 o'clock low, so. Yep, there you go, Mike. Somewhere inside of this 5-minute Cibi. Preferably we get up to the previous hour open, and any kind of bearish reaction out of there. That's your A+ right there. You hop on it. But see how I already said it, but see how just waiting for 10 o'clock to kind of price to show you what's gonna happen. Imagine chasing this morning. And you're starting the week off bad. All right. The other thing we need to turn on is we need to look at our hourly high and low. So obviously 50% sits right at the breaker. 25% sits up, at least inside the civvy. So I would even consider some kind of bearish reaction off of 25. We'll see how the 5-minute candles respect if they respect 25. If they close up through 25, then I expect us to push up to the previous hour open and then look for something off of there. But there's your 25, which we already expecting this, right? We get a sweep and we're not closing below. Obviously, it's still 5 minutes. It's still the first 5 minute candle, so there's no opportunity to close below. But when you get, when you sweep the previous hour like this and you start pushing up, your low hanging fruit is obviously 25%. Obviously, I'm not taking that as any kind of trade, but we'll see how price reacts at this 25 here. Yep, sure does, Cash. It sure does. So I don't think like a 30-second breaker back down out of this. I don't think is an awful try because your risk reward is going to be insane. Well, to have a breaker here, we would have to close below here. In your trade would look something like this. Looks like it would be a 2-hour trade. Never mind. No, it wouldn't. It'd be a 1.3-hour. It looks something like that. If we get it, that's something I'll try. But I'd like to see us maybe push up a little bit higher here. So we did get a 5-minute swing point here, which tells me what? Obviously, we should at least take this candle. Now, if this candle wants to push up, close back inside the 10 a.m. 5-minute candle, and you get some kind of breaker back down, that's a short all day. What up, Cisco? Welcome back. Welcome back. Hope you had a good weekend. Yeah. Yep. And the hourly breaker sitting right there. Yep. That it is, A-Trades. That it is. Like I said, it all sits inside here. So if like this thing's bearish here, if you're getting any kind of bearish reaction out of here, hourly breaker, 5-minute breaker, hourly open, midnight, you close below here. This thing should be ready to continue lower. Just a matter of framing your setup. Which for me, prefer a 5-minute swing with a 30-second breaker out of here. What's our 15 showing? 15 with a sweep, close back inside, or hasn't closed yet. Just disregard that. This could be good. This could be really, really, really good. This could be worth a shot. For -4, and you're looking at a 3.5 half hour trade here. 540. Let's try this. It's a little early, but I'm gonna try this. 540 with a 572 stop. Oh my gosh, I might not get in. Actually, let's wait. Let's wait for this 5-minute candle to close. We get a 5-minute candle to close, and we still have this 30-second breaker. Then I'm in. Could be a 1-minute breaker as well. So let's. Why this? Because you're looking at a potential 5-minute swing here. You're getting a breaker back down off of what? 25% of the hourly candle. And remember, if this thing's ready to expand lower, we're not going to get up to that hourly open, and we're not going to get up to midnight and 50% all the way up here. We're just going to continue lower, right? Because prices is in a hurry to get into distribution. I don't think we're going to get it. I mean, it's up to you, Cisco. I mean, like this, I wouldn't be too. I mean, for me anyway. For me, that's way too far back. So not in this yet. Afraid this is gonna work though. Wait for that 5 minute candle. Like you can almost assume this 5 minute candle is gonna close bearish just because you're starting to already make a breaker down. But if this breaker's still here when this 5 minute candle closes, then I don't mind it. So 1 minute breaker tap. Is there any kind of SMT? What's the little ES doing? Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. You think we're going back to midnight? That's yeah. I mean, if we go to midnight and we get this same, so if this fails, and we go up to a midnight, this is the exact same pattern that I'm looking for though, right? 5 minute swing, 30-second breaker. We got about 30 seconds here. Try to get in here, see if we get any kind of retest. Size here, create limit. Let's go with 4 micros. I don't think we'll see if we get filled. I don't like that we already tapped it, but we'll see. If I get stopped, then I'll wait and I'll look for before a midnight. But for me, this has some good criteria here. It's already 10. It's already 10:10. We got 5 minute swings in. So remember, we could push all the way back up to this open now, right? Kind of like what we're looking at on the hourly chart, where we could push back up to this open. But stops need to be above what should be potential manipulation up there. Where's 50 back down? We're already there. If we can close back below here, move stops just basically back above this high. And basically all risk will be off at that point. I'm going to take 2 off at the body down here. Basically the rejection block where I know price can bounce. And then we'll look for 2 down to -4. Alright, so price on the 30-second has now closed below. Moving stops basically back above that swing high. So now we're sitting with an 8-point stop loss. Let's move this to 2. Now we're riding. Right, so now we have a new 30-second dealing range back down, right? So I don't want to see price back up to this high. I want to see basically this consolidation here, breaker, consolidation, order block, fair value gap, whatever you want to call it. Sit here. I do not want to see price back above here, because if we get back above here, then we're making a breaker back to the upside, right? So I did not change, my order did not change here. 2. Alright. I don't know why that's not working. There we go. Alright. Right, I do not want to see us wicking this high, potentially putting in a breaker, because if we put in a breaker here or something, then I'm looking, then we're looking for potentially midnight and stuff, and I don't want to be in anymore at that point. So we're already paid almost 60 points here. with an 8-point stop loss on the remaining one. So we're locked into a green trade no matter what here. If the 15 closes bullish, then there's a chance that we do push back up to this civvy. There is. And another reason why stops, basically back above that high are good because like I said, I do now see price back above this consolidation here, right? You basically put in a new, it's almost like a prop breaker, right? you put in a new 30-second breaker here off of this breaker, so you really don't see price back above that. Which if we do get a 15-minute swing, we absolutely could. But right now we're just in line with the hourly here, so we're just playing what we get. See how you just, I know it's a little fast, but you just have to kind of adapt, right? It's like, okay, price could get up to midnight. It could get up to that previous hour open, but you have to keep in mind off of 20. If we're going to have an expansion candle back down, all we're going to do is we're going to hit 25, and if we're really going to expand, we're not even going to hit 25, and we're just going to reverse and start expanding. So to me, like just getting in here where I got in with the little stop loss that I had was like $120 risk to potentially catch all of this is 100% worth it. Even if I get stopped and I get the same point up here, I know I'll re-enter, and then I'm going to get it all back plus even more because I know we're going back down to 2 of these lows. So I know it's a little fast, but it's like reacting. It's you're getting a breaker back down off of 25, which we know are big levels. Let's flip this out, right? We did hit 25, yeah. So you're getting a 30-second breaker, 5-minute swing. Remember, we had the same kind of thing on Friday, I believe it was too. Problem with Friday is we actually wicked this high a couple times, put in a second 5-minute swing, and then we dumped. But you can kind of like pay attention to your 5-minute bodies at 25 here. Notice how you have this. The same thing happened on Friday as well. I'm managing this trade right now, so I'm not gonna go back. I'll go back after and show you, or you can go back and look at that as well. But draw your 9 o'clock hourly on Friday. Go down to the 5-minute and look at the 25% mark. Kind of the same thing happening here. So for me, it's more of an RR trade here. Just waiting for the 5-minute swing to actually confirm it. So I knew my stop was safe up here. All right, so out with the other two right there. What did we end up with there? We still end up with about 180 bucks. And I'm not opposed to re-entering because we still have time on our side here. But the problem, like getting to the problem now is, it's what 10:16. Like I said, this could just be like a slow, nasty chop session until 11 o'clock. I still think obviously -4 should be in play here. We'll see if we do push up here. Let me go back up and show you at 10 o'clock. But if you were in that trade, you should be out now. You should be out. Because now you are making a breaker back to the upside here. This thing's probably going to push up a little bit. Or sit here and just chop and chop you up. But if you go back to, where was it? Friday, 10 o'clock. Mm-hmm. 10 o'clock low, and you had 10 o'clock high. Maybe it wasn't Friday. Friday 10 a.m. was bullish. Maybe it was Thursday. Must have been Thursday. All right, I'm not gonna waste time looking at that. But basically, just remember it was still respecting 25. We'll see. So we'll keep our 25 drawn here, and we'll see how this 5-minute candle closes. Or we could just have some kind of double sweep, and then we have another 5-minute swing back down, and I would not be opposed to a re-entering. Like I said, we could just have an hour of chop, set up your 4-hour wick inside of here, and then we have distribution back down. The only thing I don't like now is, like I said, it's 1018. If it's getting to be 1018 and you're still like forming your manipulation wick, how much expansion can you really expect before a new hourly candle forms? It might just be better to wait for that 11 o'clock candle. Right. Another thing, remember, paid ourselves right here at the open of this candle. These are very, very, very good areas. At the open of these candles and CE of those wicks. So we'll see what happens off of midnight. I think we're getting up to the hourly open. So now we're up here. So now if we're truly bearish, this is where I expect price to absolutely reject. Right? It's also your 4-hour open. This is where you actually want to get short, right? Inside of these bearish wicks. So what's gonna have to happen here is this candle's gonna have to close. Again, we have to wait for more time. We're at the hourly open. We just hit midnight, and we gotta look for this candle to close in 40 seconds. See if we get some kind of sweep on it, make a breaker down, and then that's another short opportunity. Did you long to it, Mike? Did you long to it? I didn't diddle in the middle though. I didn't diddle anywhere in the middle. I see my setup and took it and got paid. Managed it every way that I could have. Yep. All good. What'd you enter on, Mike? What'd you take? What'd you see? Oh man. Don't like that we didn't get a sweep there. Now, did we get a sweep on ES? ES didn't sweep it either. Yep. We also hit 50. Oh, we hit 50 almost perfectly. Yeah, we hit 50 of the whole swing. Oh, screen time? Got it. Alright. But so you're not trading your model then, Mike? I thought you were just trading your model. All right. So let's see what we get off of 50 here. And for me, there's just no sweep right now. Not a big fan of the time. Man's got to eat, but I miss. That's it. All right. Well, I was hoping you stuck to your trading plan though, Mike. That's what I was hoping for this week. So you're. We can talk after. It's all good. It's all good. I know, but all right. Let's see let's see what we're getting here. We could get a 15-minute swing. problem is I don't like the 15-minute swing. Back down. Yep. No, let's see. What's it say? Wow, we're gonna get this thing all the way back down. Sucks because there's not gonna be a 5-minute swing, which just won't allow me to get in here because we could just, like I said, we could just hold this here and then just start chopping inside of here until 11. But you won't catch me long in anything here. Hourly bearish close, 4-hour bearish close, not out of a key level. Won't catch me longing anything here. 50% of the whole swing. Let's get off MNQ. I'm gonna get out of this. I'm gonna get out of this. Right, like we're getting to 10:20 now. That's where it's not a fan, right? If I'm looking to get part of expansion, I want to get involved in that first 15 minutes. And then look, and then price should be going through distribution. If we're still sitting here just chopping around at 25, 30 after the hour, it's less likely that you're going to be a part of any kind of big expansion move. Let's see here. What time was this 5-minute swing? That formed right at 10 o'clock. Which I guess in a hindsight looking, this was a 30-second breaker. This is like something you could like take going against the flow back up to 25, but just so it's such a big breaker. You're just fading the higher time frame. That's where I'll just be like, okay, if I see that, then I expect 25, maybe midnight, and then back lower here. But what did we talk about? We talked about you guys are seeing it play. Even if there was no re-entry, you're seeing it here. Hourly bearish close, 4-hour bearish close. Where did price push up to? These sensitive areas, these opens. All right, even said if we're going to reject, it's going to be up there. I just personally had no kind of entry. There's not even a breaker sitting up here, right? Oh man. It's 10:30. If we're not really moving at 10:30, the likelihood that we're going to move in this hour is probably very, very slim. But for now, like 5-minute candle high and a lower. Now this is just an inside candle to me right now, right? I guess it is an inside candle, not just to me, but yeah, exactly, Mike. is chop, and we'll have to wait for we'll have to wait for 11 o'clock. So far, like I said, just a decent reaction off of here. That's why like it's so important. Like I want to get in my trades before 20 after the hour. If I'm entering a trade after 20 after the hour, unless it's some kind of London closed reversal that's happening that we can see sometimes at 11:30, I'm really not interested because why do I want to get inside of a trade like, unless I'm like unless it's like some kind of trend day and I'm just taking like a -4 play or something. Maybe I'll enter after that, but I don't typically like to enter anytime after 30 after the hour. Unless it's some kind of obvious trend or a -4. Otherwise, if we're just going to chop and it's going to wait for a new hourly candle to open to then start distributing down. So for me right now, this is just no trade territory. Do not get chopped up inside of here. What up, Doggo? Yeah, we're trying. We're a green, so that's what matters. We're green. Price is doing exactly what we talked about, though. Obviously, we didn't get our full TP here, but and price obviously ran here, but we knew it. We knew it could have, right, because of that the 50 and those hourly opens sitting up there. All right, so now it's more of just paying attention. Okay, what does the 11 o'clock one want to give us? Does it want to give us some kind of continuation model where we close below, and then we can look to get short inside of this wick, basically back inside of this range, come 11, or does it want to close inside? If it closes inside, then we're probably just going to continue chopping. -4 is coming in hot. We are going to -4, just a matter of when. You have a good weekend, doggo? You've been quiet ever since getting Mexican a couple nights ago with me. Me and Doggo had a date night a couple nights ago. And the margaritas got to him. All right, let's check out gold quick. Gold. Oh, I forgot to look at NG. NG closed. Oh my gosh, I missed it. What did we talk about, guys? What did we talk about? Oh no. Okay, that's okay. There's really no good five-minute swing out of there that I could have taken. But you see what price is doing now. All right, we close below. We don't take this low. Go up into the hourly unicorn here. Very, very, very clean on it. Kind of bounce off of the trigger, and we don't just crash through a -4. As you can see, we had the right idea here. Off of 25. It's something I'll take every single time. Hit TP1, break even, ran highs up to those hourlies. Just no setup off of those hourlies. Now, if this setup happens up here, if there was an SMT, definitely still would have taken this back down. But since there's no setup here, so there's no just no trade there. But if there was, then we'd be in a banger short right now for a -4. But am I sitting here chasing because there is no trade up here? Nope. I know there will be tomorrow or the next day. Right, like just doesn't fit, and nothing fits my model here, and it's all that I trade. I don't chase random price levels or anything like that, just because I think I know price should go there. -4 is at 913.75 A trades. I know it's hard to see. I don't know why I deleted the trigger. We're already back up in. We're already back up into that breaker now. We did make the breaker here. We did get a 15-minute swing to the downside. Ooh, yeah, and it's also just a one. So you basically got a 15-minute swing. There on a 15-minute swing, we look for 15-minute, and then we look for a 1-minute breaker to get short. Obviously, that would just be the 5-minute that we're already in. This is just basically your 1-minute breaker off the 15. So like I said, we should. Price should respect inside of here and push in a push back down. 30-minute. What did the 30-minute do? Still bullish swing here on the 30-minute. Let's see. Okay, so I will say if we get some kind of a 5-minute swing back down out of here would be all the way back up here, but it could happen. But you're still kind of seeing, right? Like we're not getting that expansion. It's already 10. It's going on 1040 now. We're not getting that expansion. Where are we sitting at in terms of this? 25. So it's always drawing fibs and aligning those fibs up with your PD arrays. This 30-second unicorn does not look bad. Does not look bad at all. Out of this 5-minute. So basically, what I'm looking at is like obviously on like if it's like a 5-minute continuation instead of like an hourly, but off of 50, you make a lower time frame 30-second breaker like that. We'll see if it works. I think it does. But really not looking to take a trade. So basically, that's your 30-second breaker. This is your 30-second unicorn that we just tapped here. But if we're gonna chop them to 11, then it's just not that high probability. I think it works, but it's not like it's like a B. It's like a B setup here to me. I like that if you also pay attention to just your body closes, I like that price taps inside of it and closes back up below it. It would make you think that price shouldn't even come back to this to this high here. All right, so that's just like taking what I look for on the hourly, just to a little lower time frame. Like I guess if you like feel like you're missing if you feel like you're missing a if you feel like you're missing a trend or something, do the same thing that I like to do on the hourly. Just go down to your 5-minute, and then look for like a 30-second breaker off a 30-second, a 1-minute breaker off of the 5-minute, 25, or the 50. If you did take this, I would not want to see price back to this ITH, because then you're just going to be in complete, and then that's just confirming that you're just back in chop. And there you go. So even if I took it, it would have been probably a break-even trade. It's just confirming that we're just in chop here, and you just do not want to get caught. Don't get caught chasing -4 here because we're kind of close. Let's wait for 11 o'clock here. we don't want to see. I don't want to see 11 o'clock close back inside here. Right. I didn't realize that we were actually that close to those daily lows. It's definitely where we're going. It's just a matter of delivery. And now you got 30-second breaker back to the upside. It's just sloppy here. Just sloppy. All right, we'll be right back. All right, we're back. We're back. Yeah, just looks like chop right now. Yeah. Chop in like a slow, ugly grind down to where they're not going to let you get in cleanly. Like even if you're, if you're short inside of here, you just got to hold with conviction, and then just let the chop play out and not get emotional for anybody that's like in short inside of here. Right, the 10 o'clock candle is obviously not going to expand. So the next chance for us to really expand is 11 o'clock. So if you're not already in that position, this is not a good time to like be entering, anything. Right? Wait and align yourself with timing and expansion. When can we expect the next good expansion move? 11 o'clock. So why would you want to diddle in here and get yourself all emotional, and dealing with, these kind of little stop runs and all this bull crap that's going to go on here. Save yourself some mental for 11 o'clock. NG did actually make a nice little breaker here. This is the unicorn for NG. That's what you're respecting right now. Let's check gold. Gold looking like just an inside candle, so I would look for a little manipulation up here. Maybe take the previous hour high and then look for continuation back down. I still think this low is in play for gold. I want to measure something on that breaker that I took for NQ. I just want to look at the breaker and down. I want to see if we hit -2. I know manipulation, guys. I know this is not how you draw it, but it's something I was kind of back testing, and yeah, we hit it. So what I was looking at over the weekend, and basically I was looking for something that I can set as a good target. And what I did was I drew the manipulation leg just from the low of the breaker to the high of the swing instead of the entire manipulation leg like what you guys would draw. It's honestly it's probably just a lower time frame swing. But I was just drawing it from the breaker to the low. And I was noticing -2 is usually a good target. You see that's exactly where we bounced there. Off of that 1 minute and that 30-second breaker we had. Interesting, right there, -2. Still got more back testing to do, but I'm just looking for more of a instead of trying to hold for like an obvious for like a low or something, and just looking for that -2 base hit. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day. But if 11 o'clock closes like this, I'm really gonna be have not much interest because then I have a bullish I have a bullish hourly swing. 4 hours still bearish though, right? 4 hours still bearish. ES, we'll see how ES closes. I would have a little more conviction if ES closes below. We'll see how this plays out here in 13 minutes. We can do that, Jules. I've actually never like I have been a lot of places. I've been to Antarctica. I've been to 6 of the 7 continents, and the only one I've not been to is Australia, and but I have not been to California. I mean, I've been on a layover, but that doesn't really count. Pretty crazy, right? Antarctica's so cool. Uh, de- definitely not. Definitely not, Andrew. Definitely not. I'm good on that now. Yeah, I just don't deal with the traffic. I mean, like I feel like obviously the beaches and stuff in California look beautiful. I just don't know if I want to deal with the traffic. Oh no, I never did. Nope. I mean, kind of, Mike. I mean, if I'm yeah. No, I mean, I think California's beautiful. I mean, I think California's beautiful. I just the traffic, especially in the southern. I mean, I'm not disagreeing that California is absolutely beautiful. I would love to go. I would still go. I just there's a lot more places that I would rather go to. I've been to like me. I've been to Switzerland 4 times. It's my absolute favorite. It's my favorite place in the entire world. You nothing will be able to change my mind over Switzerland. Over Switzerland now. If you have a chance to go, you must go. You must go. It is the most peaceful place on earth. If you've been to like Colorado and the Rockies out there, think of Colorado on steroids times 20. That's Switzerland. The mountains are just insane. It's I've never it's absolutely breathtaking. All right, we're getting off topic here just because we're just gonna chop here until 11 o'clock, guys. So yeah, you must go to Switzerland. Must. Like I said, 3 times for me. It's amazing. Like I never thought a place could like take the breath out of you, and you're just like, holy cow. You just look up and it's just miles and miles of rock and mountain. Waterfalls all over. Everybody's so friendly. It's it's heaven on earth. Yep, thousands of bunkers, a lot of gold, a lot of gold. Yeah. All you could ever need in a life. 5 minute breaker failed. You're talking about this one, this bearish one, or this bullish one? Are you talking about? You're talking about the bearish one here. Sorry. That's what you're talking about. This one. We're still in it. We're still in it. We haven't closed back above it. Like I said, we're just in chop right now. Like I said, it's just nothing that you want to be entering in, no matter what here. Like You enter here, you're just gonna end up into a psych ward and going mentally crazy here watching this, and especially if you're in any kind of position here. It's not worth it. We'll see what we'll see what 11 o'clock offers. But yeah, you can see the price is still, we did not close above that breaker. Right now it just looks like I've retraced the premium of this little leg. Stop it, Jules. Stop it. So on gold, I would look for an hourly sweep up here upon 11 o'clock, and then look for like some kind of 5-minute swing point back down, or even a 15 to then target both these hourly lows. That's what I'll be looking for on gold. It's like NG just still sitting there, so really nothing clean there. What I like on NQ is, remember how we talked about when we first got on stream, how price was respecting Friday's lows, yesterday's lows, and now we finally get closes below here. So that tells me price is like actually ready to a move lower here. The only way I really get bullish here is if there's some kind of 15-minute breaker, and you're not gonna get a 15-minute breaker or a CISD or anything until you close basically back above 701 here on the 15-minute. Then I'll switch back bullish and just say this is absolute dog crap. You do not want to be trading this. Right, like price should absolutely be rejecting out of here to push back lower, -4, and continuation down, unless we're just going to chop the rest of today. All right, so we got 8 minutes, 7 minutes now until 11. We'll see what it gives, but I don't like that we're looking at an hourly swing back up here. Same thing for ES. It tells me like the price isn't necessarily ready to go down, but like, cause why? Like, I would at least be looking for previous hour high to get taken, and maybe you have some kind of 11 o'clock manipulation up here. Now, if price wants to, so say price opens here, we close bullish. 11 o'clock opens up, pushes to this high, and then we get some kind of hourly, like some kind of 15-minute swing back down. Then I'm okay taking this breaker with a stop above this high. But if this hourly closes bullish, I'm not bearish. I'm not looking for any kind of shorts until this high goes. Why? Because when this hourly closes like this, I'm bullish until at least this high. Otherwise, I know this high is here, and we can go back up for it. I don't have that hourly confirmation, because my hourly confirmation is telling me this high first. So it keeps me out of any kind of short unless we hit this high, and then we're showing pairs just back down. This is just pretty crap. Pretty crap. Hit the fib again. All right. Yeah, I think you can pretty much draw a fib on any dealing range inside of here and say hit off of something though. Just sloppy. Thinking of the Billy Madison cafeteria scene right now. Extra sloppy for you. Oh, I figured it. I figured it was Andrew. I figured it was. All right, so we'll see what 11 o'clock gives us. Looks like we might go back. Yeah, so open up, see if we sweep that hourly high. However, we still have the higher time frame breaker. I actually made a breaker. This is like your this is your 15-minute breaker down here with your hourly closing bearish. Wizard texted me at 9:44, which would have been 10:44. He said short, huh? Nope, nope. I think he's looking for a short, Casey. He's saying he needs like a new 5 minute breaker down. Yep, which I completely agree with. I like that we could have a double sweep here, but like I said, I'm not going to enter a trade at right at 11 o'clock. You could have a double sweep here. Remember that double sweep pattern we had on the daily a couple days ago? Right at the highs where we have candle 1, candle 2 sweeps, close inside, candle 3 sweeps, closes inside, reversal. You could have that same thing kind of playing out here, depending on how this 5 minute candle closes, right? Candle 1 sweeps, candle 2 sweeps, close inside, candle 3 sweeps, closes back inside as well. Let's see what happens. Look at that traffic, Spicy. Yeah. And trading is stressful enough. I can't imagine trying to drive in California traffic and trade at the same time, dude. I just end it already. I'm sure. I don't know how you do it every single day. Yeah. So if you have an hourly okay. So yeah. So if you have an hourly swing here, to the upside, which we're gonna have here. Just remember, you're still fading the 4 hour. But remember, the 4 hour low is swept. You were only looking for this 4 hour low. So if you have this 4 hour low gets swept, which was what you were expecting. If you have a 15-minute breaker, a 5 minute breaker back to the upside here, then this sweep is good. Then this is good. If you're making a 15-minute breaker off a 4 hour low, you're likely in some kind of reversal, which is why I would change bias. Basically, if this would basically your breaker would have to be all the way back up here, or just the CISD closing back up here to get for me to get bullish. At the hourly, you would have to have basically a 5 minute close over previous hour high would give you like a 5 minute breaker. And that would tell me we'd probably push back up to a 9 a.m. high at that point. Now, for me, I'm gonna be watching. The big thing for me is what does price do with 10 o'clock high? Let's get rid of all the noise here because we don't care about any of that. All I'm watching is what happens at the 9 a.m. high. Do we close above it on the 5 minute, or do we sweep it, close back inside and get some kind of breaker back down? Then I am okay trying I'm okay trying a short. If we close above, then I'm looking higher up to that 9 a.m. high because then I have a 5 minute breaker back to the upside here. But your breaker would be this big boy here, which would also be your 9 o'clock high. So it would be nothing that I would want to short back down into. But really, we're just chopping at 50% of this range, right? So you still the other thing would be we're sitting right at 50 here. So if you're closing, if we can open up and close above the 10 a.m., you're closing above 50, which means that we should at least push up to this BPR that sits right at 75. and then we'll see how price reacts there. But even if we're closing above here, that would tell me I'd be looking for that 9 a.m. high to then go. But for me, it's just flop. See how we kind of like particularly like come 10:20, 10:25, and instead of this setup working, we end up pushing back up. Like right here, 10:20 comes around, you're still sitting inside the range, not really getting any expansion. That's your sign. If you ever needed a sign to like, how can I predict when price is going to be choppy? If it's 20 after the hour, 25 after the hour, and price is still floating around the open and not moving, that's your sign. Because you should already be, where you should, if you're expecting expansion, you should be positioning yourself, here or here around 10:15 for that expansion. If you're looking to get in at 10:30 or 10:40, I don't say you're chasing because you could just be getting into some kind of trend trade in a distribution, but you're definitely late. So we're actually gonna put a new 10 o'clock high because we're still. Oh no, sorry. We are at 11. My bad. All right. So what does this candle do? Does it close above 10 o'clock high here, or does it close below? Or if it closes below, I'm looking for a move back down to 50%. But if you close above, then you have a big old 5-minute. This would be your CISD. This would be your breaker, and that would tell me price wants to push higher, right? And you would still be, if you wanted to look for some kind of long there. Problem is, like, you don't have much manipulation to the downside here. Which, if this candle's going to expand higher, you're not going to have much manipulation. So, like I said, let's see how this 5-minute candle closes, and we'll go from there. Yeah, exactly, Mike. Yeah, it'll be a breaker and a CIC. Nothing that you want to short into. Definitely. If it does close above and it shorts all the way back down, then who cares? I wouldn't expect it to, right? You're making that CISD, the breaker. I wouldn't expect price to close above and then push all the way back down. If it does, I'm not chasing it. It goes against what the candles are telling me. But so let's see how we close here. You don't even make a 30-second breaker until you come back down and close back below the open, which could be good. Like your breaker on the 30-second would be like basically back down below here, which would be decent because you would be closing back down through the open, setting up a potential hourly wick here, and you've already wicked this high. Yep, that's what it is, Mike. Yep, that's why I've been waking up for London lately, and London's been pretty damn clean. Let's see what it did today. The 10 a.m. to that 2 a.m. candle is usually very, very, very good. Yeah, so you had a 4-hour sweep at 3 or at 2 o'clock, or when that 10 o'clock candle closed, you closed down here. So you would have been bullish at least to this high. You could have had some kind of little scalp in there. Yeah, you had a little 15-minute breaker after that sweep. You could call it like something. This would have been like your 15-minute breaker. You could have taken that, I guess, just targeting the previous hour high. If something like that. But London's been moving a lot better lately. I've been waking up for it just to see how does that candle close. Let's go back and look. How did ES close? So yeah. So now we have even more uncorrelation. NQ gives us the CISD and the breaker. ES does not. Right? ES closes back inside. NQ closes above. So the 1-hour chart has a CISD sweep and a breaker to the upside, which would tell me bullish here. for NQ. The problem is, I would like to see that on ES as well, but so on NQ, I wouldn't mind. We'll see if we get anything out out of this. That means we closed over 50, right? We closed over 50 of this range that we were watching. Be looking. We should push up to that BPR 75%. We'll see how this. We'll see what this 5 minute does. So the only opportunity, the only thing that I'm going to try to trade here if we get it, and then if we don't get this, then I'm just going to hop off. But I'll be looking for this 5 minute to close. If this 5 minute can close bullish, I want to see price wick down into here, close back above, and then there's probably a lower time frame breaker in here that we can take, and then we can target this high. It's the only thing I can see that would fit my trading plan here. Right, because part of my trading plan is if the 5 minute closes above or below previous hour high or low, I do not fade it. Right, so since this 5 minute closed above, no way am I looking for a short. This is telling me price is ready to go higher, and now we got the 5 minute CISD, the breaker to go with it, off of the hourly sweep. Then I just want to be, I don't want to fade that. We can watch. Where's CE of this wick? Be a good spot to watch. 714.50. So yeah, so we'll see if we get anything back inside of here. This would be your 5 minute unicorn. And then we can look for something. So I would want to see the next candle, where say this thing closes. I would want to see it wick inside of here. This is going to be an ugly candle, and look something like this. And then inside of this wick should be a lower time frame breaker that I can look to enter on, and my stop would go like something like this. I would not expect this should be my manipulation. I wouldn't expect price back below here, stop below there, and I can look for something like that. That's all I can personally frame from that pertains and sticks and keeps me on my personal trading plan. So we got about a minute and a half, and we'll see if we get any kind of move down. And I'm okay. Like the other thing is, like, what time is it? It's still 11:08. Like, this could still be manipulation, but I still won't fade it. I don't care what time it is. If this 5 minutes closing above, then I don't care what time it is. I'm not gonna fade it. I'm saying because like we know the first move of the hourly, but we also know if we have a 1 hour swing like this, and this candle is going to expand, we're gonna have small wick with the W, big expansion. So I'm okay looking for continuation out of this BISI, but I will wait for that confirmation. I'm not just gonna long this BISI, but. So yeah, we'll see what happens. What happens inside of this BPR? Does price close inside of it, or do we just wick it and then close back below? I like this. I still I like this close. So any kind of move down, I'm still okay with trying. Right? Why? Because this would still be a retest of 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 the breaker. Well, what do we look for? We look for hourly close. We look for the 5 minute breaker, and then we look for a retest. So we look for a retest of this breaker to then hold to then push back higher. Remember how that the 30-second that we took short this morning down here, it displaced all the way back down, but it still came back up to retest that breaker before going back a lower. So I'm still okay if we can come all the way back down. Now I do not want to see us close I do not want to see us close inside of this, right? I don't want to see us put it in some kind of 5 minute order block here to the downside. I want to see us wick this BISI, close back above it, and then that's my sign. Price is ready to get to go back up. But if it just goes, then you know that's just the way it is, and it's just one of those days. We'll take our small green and roll into the we'll roll into the PM session and or into tomorrow. This would be a crazy daily candle. You get a daily candle close like this, you're gonna have a double sweep on the lows, and that should cement this daily civvy tomorrow or tonight or. And you're going to get a 15-minute CISD as well. So nothing that you want to be shorting here. Nothing at all. Alright, so I like this close on NG. The problem with NG is, so I would be looking for, this is an hourly swing out of this breaker, very, very bearish close. I just don't see, there's not a 5-minute breaker out of it. Like, the 5-minute breaker would be down here, right? And I'm not going to short this breaker just to take this low. Unfortunately, just not the best, what's the word I'm looking for? Range, maybe? Yeah. But nice little pump there. See, that's again a 5-minute breaker, CISD, and the 5-minute closing above previous hour high told us to beware of any shorts. Even though ES closed below. Let's check gold. What's gold doing? Yeah, so let's see how gold. Let's see what gold does. Remember, this is just an inside candle. It doesn't mean too much. I would still expect down on gold. Otherwise, if gold comes up to this hourly breaker, you can look for shorts out of there. Yeah, gold's just an inside. It's just an hourly inside candle. Really, nothing you want to get involved with. You're either watching this high and this low, and what does price do according to that? So yeah, nothing on gold for me. Holy cow, NQ's going for the highs. New session high. No, there's just no way to get involved here. The only hindsight way to get involved here was 11 o'clock. If you look for, let's see, we probably hit 25 this hourly. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Not like I said, it's pure hindsight, but it's just looking back and you'll see right off of the 25 there. But what I was really looking at was the 5-minute. This would be nothing that I would personally trade. It just goes back to show you how your expansion candles and looking at your 25% are very, 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 very good, right? So, oh, sorry, I completely missed the YouTube chat. Sorry, guys. Yeah, at this point, no shorts compound for definitely. KJax, I think I put it out the 5-minute breaker. Hopefully that answered your question. That's the only thing I think was obviously the 5-minute candle that closed over that at 10 a.m. Maybe you look for some kind of continuation off of that, but like I said, that's just pure hindsight. But you can like that's how you can enter like some kind of trend day. You can do that with your 5-minute and your 15-minute charts. Just look for a continuation off of that 50, off of that 25, just like you do the hourly. But that makes sense though, compound. Like, see, like no at this point, yeah, no shorts, no shorts. Hourly swing with a breaker. And we'll see if we get a 15. If we get a 15-minute breaker, which would have to be a close way up here. We already got the CISD, so This already has me thinking that this 15-minute breaker would mean that daily civvy should be our target. Question is, are we gonna have enough in us to get up to? Probably not. Being under 230 points today to get up there, or is Asia? My guess would be we close somewhere up. My guess would be we close somewhere up in here. Asia, London, manipulate up to here. Your daily opens down here. You spend all night above the daily open, and then tomorrow we look for shorts back down. That'll just be my guess. Obviously, that could change depending on where this thing closes today. If we get up there today, even if we close down here today, I would expect Asia, London to get back up there. Why would I be bullish? I'll be bullish I'll be bullish to at least today's high, or I guess yesterday's high, whatever you want to look. Basically, this daily high and up to this daily CP. Why would I be bullish? Because you're putting in daily swings here, right? You have a daily swing down here. You have a daily double swing potentially, depending on where we close. So why would I want to be bullish? It's just what we talked about today. Like, we were still bullish because of the hourly candles were failing to close below. So if we go through the daily, you're seeing the same thing. If you're not getting daily candles that aren't closing below the previous, why the hell would you want to be looking for higher time frame shorts, right? So if you're getting a daily swing here, pretend this doesn't even say daily here, and this is the hourly chart. This close here. What is my next draw? As soon as this candle closes, what's my draw? That previous candle's high, because simply because you had a swing here. So I would be expecting here, Asia, London, manipulate this, and then we look for Wednesday high of week out of the SIBI back down to these daily lows. That would be my guess. That's how you kind of frame like your weekly power of 3 too. So your daily candles will tell you so much. You take that high yet? Not yet. Let's see if we get any kind of see what happens out of here. We just hit 50 that 5 minute. Don't be long in this. God, don't be long in this. Please don't be long in this. Crazy we were close to a -4. Was there -4 to the upside? Previous day high. Got it. Or today's high. Today's high. I should say. Let's see. So we don't really have there's not really a 5 minute swing here, but you got a 30-second breaker off of 50. I said not something that I would trade here. You do get an SMT, so I'll just look to see if just watch to see this 30-second breaker should hold. Don't long it. Please don't long it. That should see if that means that your confirmation that price wants to go back up to the highs. But I'm just showing you guys how you guys can enter like on a trend days here. So there would be your high. Just look for your lower time frame break. I don't care if it's 15 or 30 second. Something that confirms you to where like, because even if you take this on a trend day, you're only looking at about a 16, 17 point stop here, which on MQ is chump change these days. And then you can go break even. You can still keep it at the low, trim, or continue the trend, whatever you want. So we'll see if we get a 5 minute sweep there. So we could potentially have some kind of move back down to a 5 minute BISI or something here now. Right. Doesn't mean I'm shorting. Just means if I'm long, I know I could have some turbulence here to come back down and hit this 5 minute BISI, maybe the lower one, just based off of we did not close above there. Did ES closed above though, so it may not matter. I mean that's why I haven't entered anything here, 8 trades. if we put in like obviously this 15-minute CISD, if price comes down inside of basically back down to this, if a price comes back down to this breaker at any point today, and you get some kind of like 15-minute swing or even like an hourly swing out of it, to me that's a spot where I would look to get long. Doesn't mean we're not gonna, just because we're up here doesn't mean we're not gonna come back to it. You'll see plenty of times we just displace through it, and you'll see price before this high. You'll see price come all the way back down here, and then go all the way back up and then deliver. Sometimes you'll see price take the high, come back down, deliver it, and then we still have a draw higher, and then we'll still come back, back up here. But that's how that's just how price moves though, right? Like it's just rare that you're gonna see price just expand through here and then keep on pushing. This is where everybody's chasing longs. The breakout traders chasing longs. We'll have a retrace back to the breaker. They get stopped out. We can come back, test the breaker, and then go. So it's for me, especially like if this candle closes at 2 o'clock like this, and we come back and we're testing 50% of this range, which is likely going to be right around the breaker, depending on say we take the high. Look where 50 sits. 50 of this range sits right at that breaker where you're expecting continuation long. Any kind of like long out of here, I think is a very 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 good trade, assuming you have like a 15-minute, like you have a 15-minute taps it, closes back above it, even an hourly taps it, closes back above it. Maybe you take a 5-minute breaker back up outside of here to then long. You're talking about the algo though, yeah. Like there's sometimes like sometimes we just don't, and sometimes we will just go, and that's where you have to train your mind and just be like, it's gonna happen, like not chase price, and no, price is going to next time you'll get the entry. This time you didn't, but it's oh my gosh, Siri. All right. All right. So they're always listening. Um, but it's a very good, very very good point though, because it's gonna be the ones who are patient and the ones who are okay with price just going this time and not chasing it. It's gonna be those are gonna be the ones that are going to be successful in trading. The ones that aren't gonna be successful are gonna be the ones that end up chasing this and then get stopped out, blow their accounts when this thing actually comes back down to that breaker, and that's gonna separate the successful from the unsuccessful, and you just have to be okay with it. I mean, there's gonna be times where price is not gonna come back to your entry, but do you have the mental fortitude to not chase and not push that button? Do you want to make it in this trading thing, or do you not? I mean, that's what you have to ask yourself. But you need some help. 150K account. Can I request the max film? And if I do, does the drawdown go to zero? The drawdown will go to zero. This is not including today's profit of 1100. So my total would be, oh no, you can only, if that's I'm not sure. I forget. It depends what what is the buffer for so this is something to watch here on this. You do not want to see price. You do not want to see this candle close back inside of the 1110 candle. That would tell me that a potential pullback is coming here. ES is going to close above though. But I would start to get worried though if I was short and this price closes back inside of this candle. If it closes above, you should be good. Or if I was long, sorry, I would be worried if this candle goes back inside. Not the best, not the most bullish look there. ES closed above though, so you should be okay. But we'll see. Just know you could have some turbulence here, because this is technically that same pattern that we just had on the daily a couple days ago. So if we bring up the, I'll get back to your question here in 1 second, Doggo. Oh, so if the buffer is 4,500, you can only withdraw whatever is above the buffer. So if you have 1,100 today, that means you're at 5,500. You could take $1,000 payout roughly, and your drawdown would then go to zero. Oh, you don't ask Doggo what trades he's taking. If you see an 80 or a 20, that's that's what he's taking. 3 payouts coming tonight. Nice, nice. Prices is slowing down here with this double sweep right now. I was gonna end stream, but I want to see if we get some kind of move back down again. Like, where's your long clock opens all the way back down here, so I wouldn't expect price through through that. It's not anything that's and not really anything to a trigger. No clean. No clean. I guess you just kind of got a 1 minute breaker there. Let's see if that means anything. Let's see if the indicator picked it up. It should have. The double sweep indicator. I'm still trying to get this fixed. Yeah, it did. I'm still trying to get this fixed for a trading view. But it literally just points out these double sweeps, right? It just points out sweep, sweep, close inside on the third candle. SMT? Oh, ES took the high. I did not even see that. It's a good eye. Holy cow! I didn't realize that explains it. There you go. There's your pullback. SMT with a double sweep. So now, how does this 5 minute candle close? Does it close back up inside of the range of this one and outside of this and back above this 5 minute BISI? If so, then it's probably your sign that this thing's just going to continue up. If it closes below, then we're looking lower for this 5 minute BISI, maybe the potential unicorn down here. Nice doggo, nice, yeah. Like I said, you don't want to trade. You don't want to trade this mechanically, though. Do not trade it mechanically. Only when that context applies, right? Look good in London, though. Not, I guess, not really here. The buys worked here. It's much better on the hourly. Yeah. All right. For those that are wanting it, like I said, I have to work with trading. I have to figure out why they don't like it, but they don't like it. I guess I could just post the code. You can put it in your own Pine script. But all right, let's see if we maybe we get to test this breaker down here. Not a fan of the SMT on the highs though. Gonna trade back into the range. Hold on a second. It's our 5. I was gonna say if we had a 5 and a 15-minute sweep. We already had a 15-minute sweep. Let's turn this off. 5 and 15-minute sweep. This is like the best breaker here, but I think we pushed down for that breaker. This is to me this is like the better breaker. This one just looks a lot cleaner, but. Like I said, that breaker would also sit at 50% of this range, which is also midnight. Okay, and now we got a 15-minute swing in. Yep, there you go. Yeah, pay yourself, doggo. Anytime you can pay yourself with these prop firms, do it. Basically back to the 15-minute CISD now. I probably won't be on, but we'll see. We still got a half hour yet until until this 11 o'clock candle closes. What are we looking at right now? Still a bullish candle. Yeah, I would like to see longs out of here. I want to look for longs out of here. There's a lot going on here. Midnight, 8:30, everything's there. Daily open too. Okay, yeah. And we got London. Now we may not get much of anything else. Like, we've done damage on both sides now, and now we're just back into the range. See how this 15-minute candle closes as well. Does that give us a swing out of the 15-minute BISI off of your 15-minute CISD, which sits right there? Problem is you won't get really a 15-minute breaker. You won't get a 1-minute breaker back up. Still expect us to get onto this breaker. Right, and you're probably like, well, we have an SMT up here. We have this. Yeah, but I mean, I still have an hourly swing down here. The big thing is I'm working on a 4-hour swing here, and I've already got that. I've already got the 15-minute CIC. I don't have the breaker yet because, I mean, technically to get the breaker, you need to close above this wick. But I think with just a CISD here, I think that would be good enough to expect this range to hold to send price to your daily levels higher. I like that. I like on the lows that we have like swing points though, right? We have like we have swing points down here, sweeps and close on the 5-minute. We don't have one here, but we have an SMT, so that tells me that ES does. So not having a swing point doesn't matter to me here because I know there's the SMT. The 30-minute did not either. That was actually the sign right there. We had a 15-minute and we had a 30-minute. That was actually the sign that price was already. But all right, we'll see what happens. Like I said, I would like to see something down to this breaker. Let's see how this 5-minute candle closes here. Do we close below? If so, it means we should go back to this 5-minute low. And close above, then we either continue to chop or we're going to have a slow, ugly grind back to the highs. What up, K-Rish? I took one trade. I took a short. I took this short off this 5-minute swing right here. When this 5-minute candle closed down here, I shorted about right where this wick is. So I just point that out there because I shorted basically this 30-second breaker right here. So got in there, TP'd right here because I know price likes to respect these wicks. Took half off here, and then got stopped at a break even on the move back up. So that was the only thing I took today that really fit for me. But the context was the hourly close bearish right here, and that 30-second breaker formed off of 25% of this. So just looking for the continuation model. back short. We do not have a. So you're probably like, oh, we got a 5-minute swing here, which we do. We have a 5-minute swing back to the highs here. Not okay. I can't say back. I can't say back to the highs. But we have a 5-minute swing here out of the 5-minute BISI and the 15-minute. We really don't have a 30-second breaker. This is not a breaker. This is more of a mitigation block. It's a mitigation block because we do not sweep the low. ES didn't either. There's no SMT there. But you see, look at it. So again, this there's no real entry. There's no real entry there. It just when NQ's ready, she just goes. Nice, nice. Yeah, longs were against my bias simply because of the hourly, but I could see shorts back to 50%, or short, sorry, I could see longs back to 50% because that's where we look for continuation down. So yeah, to me it's fading the higher time frame trend, but you know that we should get it up to that 25 and 50. So I don't think it's a bad trade. Whenever I trade against the hourly, I always just target 25 and 50. If the hourly's bearish like it was here, if the hourly's bearish right here, if I'm taking a long inside of here, I'm never targeting, that high. I'm only targeting 25 and 50 of that bearish hourly candle. So yeah, I don't think that's bad. But yep. Yep, you're just fading. You're just looking for a retrace, which you should get. Even if you're going to be bearish and have continuation down, you should have some kind of retrace as a manipulation. You can trade the manipulation for sure. You just got to watch those 25 and 50s. But all right, guys, I think I'm going to call it there. I'm going to take the small green we have. Not the best PA, but I thought we worked through it pretty well here. Everything kind of happened. What we're talking about is going through higher time frame candles. We missed -4 here, but yeah, I like any kind of longs basically back out of here. Then this 5-minute, if we can get down there, we'll see if price holds. I'll be looking for some kind of 15-minute swing out of here. If there is, then I'm gonna tag some longs. So and then target -4 and yesterday's high or today's high or wherever you want to look at it, and then that daily civvy. But yeah, hope you guys learned something, and if not, we'll see you guys. I'll probably be here tomorrow too. Why not? Let's do it. So with that, take care, guys. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.